on the underside, do your 3, and then stretch over to the gap. That's how you would do that. But we're not going to do that on this particular project. What I want you to do is that I need you to slip stitch to the center of this piece over here. So we're just going to go in, pull through and through, that's a slip stitch, and then we're going to go into the next one, pull through and through, and now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to put in our 3 single crochets into that same hole now. Whoops, that's a double. So 1, 2, and 3, and this will cause it to stack on top of each other. So immediately when you look at it, you want to stretch over to the middle one of the next piece. Okay, so just right to the middle. That's the end. This is the middle. That's the end of the other side. So right into the middle, and we want to put in 3 single crochets in that spot. Okay, and then we just want to stretch over, and again look for the next one, which is in the middle, and 3 single crochets. And what I need you to do now is that we're going to just, I'm going to take you back to the starting of this again. We're going to meet back up, and then I'm going to show you again just one more time, and then we're looking for about a 2-inch distance on this particular band, and it actually looks really quite sharp when you're doing it. So let me get you back to the beginning again. Just keep on going. I'll meet you back up. We'll do it one more time, and then you're off on your own to finish the band. I've now just come all the way around again, and I just want to slip stitch. So I'm over top of this one. The next one there is where we started, so we just want to slip stitch to the very beginning where we chained 1 in the very start of this row. Okay, I'm just going to stick it in, pull it through and through, and now just like before we need to move over so that we're on the middle piece here. So we're just going to slip stitch once and twice. Okay, and slip stitch it, chain 1, and right again, right underneath is where we're going to be doing our 3 single crochets again. Okay, and then we're going to stretch. Just again look for the middle of the next one, and you can see that they're just stacking on top of each other beautifully here, and just continue to do that and slip stitch and continue to do that until this band becomes around 2 inches. If you want it more, you can continue to do more. If you want it less, then stop earlier, but you're the artist, you can decide what you want for yourself. So continue that. We'll meet back up and we'll continue along with this project. Now I'm just finishing up here, and I have my 2-inch banner, as you can see, and we are just finalizing, and we are going to be finishing with this particular bag at the top end of it. And again, we're just using our 3 single crochets together in 1 stitch. Okay, and then what we want to do and then slip stitch to where you started. And we are now complete, so we're going to finalize this off, and we're going to make it look real sharp. Get your fancy dancy scissors out, my Westcott scissors. Just cutting my string there, and I'm going to just pull up like that, and I'm going to just tie it shut. So I'm just going to slip in my hook into the stitch behind, grab the material, pull through, and then I grab the next material again and pull it through, and this will tie it onto itself. And then I'm just going to go to the very next stitch, just pull it through, just the next one again, pulling it through, and then I'm going to just fasten it again one more time, and then pull through the next one. And the next one. And that will be considered done, and I'm just going to trim this nice and short. We can finalize that later, so therefore you would have your finished piece just like so. So now it's time to make the handle for this, and you can tell that we have not even fastened off yet. Almost looks like a mini skirt at this particular point. And let's do the handle next and keep on moving. Here we have the handle, and the handles are 18 inches long, and before we're putting it onto the project, and you'll notice that the handles have a twist added to it, and the twist is happening because of the way that we're crocheting. So I haven't had to twist it in order to make it look like this, and I've left very generous pieces on the end so that I could tie this into the project in order to fasten it in so that we have some handles. Now This is actually, you'll see two strings. This is because we're using two strings at one time. So instead of buying two different yarn balls, because you don't need a lot of this deep straw color, I just used the yarn that's wrapping around the outside, as well as I'm using the yarn from the inside to double up as I go. So we're going to start off with about a 2 foot distance, and we're going to create a slip knot and go from there. So according to the directions, they want us to chain 4. So this never counts as 1. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And by the way, I'm using a 6.5mm crochet hook for this if you're interested. It's the highest size that I've used for this. I find it's a little bit easier. Now they're asking us to go from the second from the hook. We want to go in and draw the material up. So we're just going to go in, wrap the material, and pull up, and I'm going to pull a little slack on that. So now we're going to go to the very next one. We're just going to go in, wrap, and pull up. Okay? And then finally we're going to do it again for the last one. So in, wrap, and pull up. So now you have 4 groups here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. If this was individual strings, there would only be 4 loops. So unusually, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to push the hook all the way through this way, because the less handling I can do on this piece, the easiest it is. When I rotate now, I want to rotate it towards you, so I want you to rotate it clockwise. And just gently, because you don't want these loops to fall out. And once you're getting used to this project, you're going to notice that it's actually very simple to do. I want you to slip in the hook now to the new one that's on this side, and I want you to bypass the first 2 groups and go all the way to the end. Always starting on this is a little bit of a trick, but once you get it started, you'll see how easy it is. So now I want you to wrap the material and pull it just through this one only. And now, instead of normally working from this way, we're going to actually work backwards toward us. So we're going to come on this one here. I'm going to go in and pull the material through that one only. And then finally we have the last one here, and we're now just going to just manipulate it, put it on, and give it some slack. So the slack is where your trick is, right here. So again, in order to less handling, okay, I want you to push the hook all the way through. See how they're all still in order? And I want you to turn this clockwise, slipping in your hook to the very first one, bypass the middle 2 groups, go to the end, wrap and through, go to the next one that is on the left hand side, wrap and through, and then finally get the last one. That's all this is. So just wrap and through. So you end up with 4 groups back on your hook. Okay, so remember the secret. Just push through. Okay, rotate this clockwise, going into the first one there, bypassing the 2 middle groups, going to the end, wrap and through, and then we're going on to the left hand side one. Okay, and then finally get the last one. And this is causing the material to rotate onto itself. And what's happened here is that I've left a straggling piece, and I'm going to leave this. This should be actually classified as an outtake, but I want to leave it in because you don't want to do something like that. Okay, you want to make sure you get all the plies and not just the one. So I got them all now, and let's do it properly. So you can see that the twist is actually already starting to happen. So again, forward, rotate clockwise, going into the end, bypassing to the other end, wrap and through, now going to the one on the left, wrap and through, and then finally the very last one that's right in front, wrap and through. Okay, one last time. So push through. I'm going to speed up, end to end, wrap and through, to the left, wrap and through, and to the one right left that's on the only one that's left, wrap and through. And I want you to continue to do that until you get to 18 inches long. And what I would do is probably just measure it to the other one that you just did, just in case you were slightly off, so that they're both the same size. So keep on going, and I'll just meet you back up when this is at the 18-inch mark, and I'll show you what to do next. Well, in just a matter of minutes, my whole 18 inches is done, and I actually aligned it with my other one here so that I know that it's right. And I want to trim this string that's coming from it about 2 feet long. Don't be cheap. Leave yourself some extra space, because we're going to use that to sew it to the purse. I want to now take this string and just pull it through all of the loops like that, and then I just want to grab onto it one more time and pull it through and pull everything through, and that just tied a knot onto itself. So now we're ready to move on to our next step. So we're going to put this aside for now. Now we're going to begin to do the motif that's attached. You can't deny that it's absolutely gorgeous on it. It totally makes this bag incredible, and I did a test sample here with the Bernat Super Value yarn as well. We're going to be doing the Let's start off with the slip knot, going around using your Super Value coloring. We're using a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, so we're gone back to the original size that I did the gray or the clay part, and we're gone back with that. If you go with the smaller one, the flower doesn't come out as large and it's probably not as desirable. So let's begin with our slip knot, and it says to chain 2. So this never counts as 1. So 1 and 2, and now it's saying to 6 single crochets, the second from the hook, which is the original one that we started with, and we're going to do 6 single crochets around the center. So we got 1, we got 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and now it's saying to join with the beginning one that we started with, which we're just going to do. We're just going to slip stitch it to the beginning. And we need to do a really quick lesson on front and back loops, which I'll do right now. When you look at a stitch, you always see 2 strings. You see the one that's closest to you. So if you're looking at this one right here, you see the one that's closest to you. That is your front loop, and the one in behind is your back loop. And this flower uses both of these loops individually as you work your way around. So let's move on to your next level. And so we're now in round 2. And we're just going to chain up 1. It says work on the front loops only one single crochet in the first single crochet, 1 half double crochet, 2 double crochet, and 1 half double crochet in the next, and then move back to 1 single crochet. So let's simplify that for you. Looking down, you'll see 2 loops, and it's harder to see at first, but it'll totally make sense to you. So there's actually 2. See, so 1 and 2, and we just want the very front one. We don't want both, because we're on the next round from here. We're going to be using the one that's in the back, and so this is a little like operation just to get that front loop, just to get it started.